Today, we are going to crochet a zombie head. Its main body is light green, with black and white eyes, and a mouth with many stitches. The crochet method of the main ball of this series is the same. We use gray yarn to demonstrate the crochet process of the main ball. You can use the light green yarn in our packaging to crochet. First, we're going to learn how to wrap yarn around our left hand. Pull the yarn and wrap it around your pinky first. Then around the index finger. And finally around the middle finger. Cross the yarn ends and press with your thumb. We need to make a magical ring fist. Get out of our crochet hook. With the hook facing down, pull through the loop. Press down on top of the yarn we've straightened. Pull out yarn. Then wind the yarn upward from the bottom of the straightened yarn. Thread through an existing loop of yarn on the crochet hook. This method of hooking the crochet hook from the bottom of the yarn upwards is yarn over. This is a starting stitch. It cannot be regarded as the first order of stitching. Keep crocheting through this hole. Yarn over and pull it out. Now there are 2 loops on the crochet hook. Continue yarning over, pulling from both loops. The first single crochet is done. It has a V shape. Usually, we put a marker on the first stitch of each turn. Pass the stitch maker through the back of the V-shaped needle and fasten it. It's easier for us to remember which loop we made. The first round is a total of 8 single crochet hooks. Keep crocheting through this hole. Yarn over and pull it out. Continue yarning over, pulling from both loops. The second single crochet is done. Use the same method to complete the remaining 4 single crochets. The last single crochet is done. Now let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The first round ends with 8 stitches, which is correct. At the end of each round of crocheting, count the number of stitches to see if it is correct. Now we need to tighten the ring. Find the short yarn. Pull the yarn end on the short side and pull hard until there is no gap in the center of the circle. Then we started crocheting the second round. The second round is 6 increased stitches. Increasing stitches means crocheting to single crochet stitches in each stitch. Now we remove the stitch marker. Insert the crochet hook from the stitch where we just removed the stitch marker. Merge the yarn ends of the short sides into the crocheted fabric to hide it. Complete a single crochet stitch first. This is the first single crochet in the first group of increasing stitches. Remember to add a stitch marker to the first stitch of each round. This will make it easier for us to know where to start. Next, complete the second single crochet stitch in the first group of increasing stitches, still inserting the crochet needle in the stitch just now. Complete a single crochet stitch first. Yarn over and pull it out. This way, the first group of increasing stitches is completed. Next, complete the second increased stitch in the next stitch. Still do 2 single crochet stitches in 1 stitch. Use the same method to complete the next 5 increased stitches. Crocheting a few stitches. You can cut off the yarn at the beginning. The last stitch of the second round is completed. Checking the number of stitches at the end of each round can ensure that our subsequent crocheting can proceed smoothly. At the end of the second circle, there are 12 stitches. Now start the third round. The crochet method of the third round is 1 single crochet and 1 increased stitch as a group and repeated 6 times. First, crochet a single crochet in the first stitch. Then crochet an increasing stitch in the second stitch, that is, 2 single crochets. The first group 1 single crochet and 1 increasing stitch is completed. Continue to complete the remaining groups. The last stitch of the third round is completed. Remember that we have 18 stitches in total? Then comes the fourth round. The crochet method of the fourth round is 1 single crochet, 1 increased stitch, and 1 single crochets a group. And repeat 6 times. Crochet a single crochet in the first stitch. Then crochet an increasing stitch in the second stitch, that is, 2 single crochets. Third stitch is a single crochet. The first group 1 single crochet, 1 increasing stitch, and 1 single crochet is completed. Continue to complete the remaining groups. The last stitches of the fourth round is completed. Remember that we have 24 stitches in total. Now it is the rounds 5 to 9, is 24 single crochets. 1 stitch per stitch, no increase or decrease. The 9th round is completed. Next is round 10. The rule of this round is 1 single crochet stitches, 1 decreased, 1 single crochet stitches as a group. Repeat 6 times. First, a single crochet. Start to decrease stitches. Decentralized stitches means turning 2 stitches into 1 stitch. For aesthetics, we use invisible decreased stitches on the surface of the crocheted fabric and only use the front loop only to crochet. The front loop only is the side close to our body, the outside part of the V we see. The crochet hook goes into the first front loop only. Hook in, continue into the second front loop only. Now there are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, passes through the first 2 loops. Yarn over and pass through all the loops. A decreased stitch is done. Next is a single crochet. The first set 1 single crochet stitch, 1 decrease, 1 single crochet stitch is done. Use the same method to complete the next 5 groups. The 10th round is done. Next is the 11th round. Use one single crochet stitch, one decreased stitch as a group, repeated 6 times. First, a single crochet. Next is a decreased stitch. Pick up 2 front loops only and crochet yarn over. The first set is done. Use the same method to complete the next 5 groups. The 11th round is also done. It is great! Leave 20 centimeters of yarn waiting to be stitched. Cut the yarn. Use the crochet hook to pull the yarn out. Now you can add filling cotton. Take out our stuffing cotton and stuff it in small amounts and multiple times. Adjust while stuffing it in to keep the stuffing balanced, until its shape looks like a round bulge. Pinch it with your hands to keep a certain elasticity. It is time to end the body part. Take out the sewing needle and put on the yarn. Now let's close the ball. Still using the front loop only. Still using the front loop only. Pass the needle through each stitch in turn. Sewed a total of 6 stitches. Tension yarn. Don't cut the remaining yarn. We hide it in its body. Sew a few stitches along the needle. Tighten it at the end. The stitch is complete. Insert the needle from the center of the circle. Pull the yarn out from the side of the body. Repeat several times to fix the yarn. Cut the excess yarn close to the body. Pinch the body and adjust it, and the yarn end will not be visible. Great! Its main body is completed. Now let's crochet its eyes. Take out the white yarn and crochet a magic ring. The magic ring refers to the method of starting with the round ball in front. Complete 6 single crochet stitches inside. Tighten the ring. Leave 10 centimeters of yarn for stitching. Cut the yarn. Use the crochet hook to pull the yarn out. Take out the sewing needle and put on the yarn. Make a slip stitch at the end. Insert the needle in the first stitch. Then insert the needle from the half stitch of the last stitch just now. Pull the yarn flat. Turn the fabric over to the back side. Sew the short yarn at the beginning into the fabric along the stitches. Cut off the excess. The white eyes are completed, and we use the same method to complete the black eyes. Turn the fabric over to the back side. We'll make a white X on top of the black eye. Put the white yarn through the sewing needle. Black yarn is difficult to identify under the camera, so we use white yarn to demonstrate. Enter the needle from the V-stitch on the front edge of the wear-upon piece. Then on the reverse side, enter the needle across the radius of the circle to create a straight line. Make another line in the same way. Now complete the X on the black piece. Leave 10 centimeters of yarn for stitching. Cut the yarn. Tie a knot at the back of the 2 yarns. Cut off the excess. Arrange the yarn head. The black eyes are completed. We attached safety glasses to the white eyes. Note that the eye is mounted on the opposite side of the fabric, the side with the horizontal line. Put the plug rod between the stitches. It's a little tight, so it takes a little force. Put the washer in from the inside and buckle the plug rod. Both eyes are completed. Let's sew them to the head. We put the white yarn through the sewing needle. Sew the eyes on lines 5th, 6th rounds. Find its position. Enter the needle at the edge of the eye towards its head. Return from the next stitch. Through the bottom of the eye. That's it. All the way around the edge of the eye, around the head. With one side of the eye sewn in, we finish the other in the same way. Finally, hide the excess yarn in the crocheted fabric. Finally, sew its mouth. Prepare 15 centimeters of black yarn and 20 centimeters of red yarn. Thread the black yarn onto the sewing needle. Start at the left side of the mouth, 2 stitches below the left eye. Enter the needle from the bottom of the head. Take the needle out from the point you just confirmed. Do not pull out all the yarn. Enter the needle at the symmetrical position on the right side and pull out the curve of the mouth. Pull out the needle in the same stitch at the back. Adjust the curvature and tighten the yarn moderately. Thread the red yarn onto the sewing needle. Begin the mouth seam. After confirming the position, enter the needle from the side and pull out the yarn. Skip the black yarn, 1 stitch away, and continue to the head. Then take the needle out 1 stitch to the left. Refer to our illustrations or complete the stitching in any way you like. Pull out the yarn at the back. Adjust the line. Knot the yarns. Cut off the short side of each knot. Sew the other long sides of the yarn together to hide it in the head. Finally, cut the remaining yarn. The zombie head is done.